you were talking about Facebook ads and Google ads and all of that, and everybody's talking about, attracting their ideal client. However, I don't expect you to remember, but I met you at FlynnCon. You were sitting in front of me for most of the 3 days because we kind of creep back to our same spot. And I just wanted to say that it is about connecting and using your whole brand, your whole look, your card. I could tell who you were and where your heart was at because of your card. The handprint legacy stayed in the back of my mind. I'm going to look her up. And I too, being a salon owner, having had a lot of free time, have been immersed in a lot of challenges. And I just finished the 23-day with Pete Vargas. I did a 3-day intensive and yada, yada. And I own so many courses, and I have BBD, thousands of dollars, because I had multiple businesses that didn't allow me the time to really hone in and craft it all out. And I said, I'm going to go revisit somebody that's more down to earth, isn't so big. I want more of that hands-on coaching. And I'm really looking forward. I'm all in. It's a no-brainer for someone like me. And so let's not forget, and myself included, even when I'm trying to keep my brick and mortar with a steady, sustainable flow of traffic, that every time you go out, you're a walking billboard for your ideal audience. Because I already knew before I started on this 3 days, I didn't even need to do the 3 days. It's whatever she's got, I'm signing up for. I wanted to give you kudos for that, because it's something that you don't know. You're just off spreading seeds. You don't even know when they're going to manifest. And that's the beauty of being authentic to who you are all the time, every time you go out. So thank you for that. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. Thank you for sharing that.
And I'm going to tell you another God thing about that, because I love Pat Flynn, but I never knew who he was. So I figured I'll listen to one podcast. Out of all the people that I could sit next to in FlynnCon, was the guest on his Ask Pat.
Oh, cool.
The one podcast. And so you sat in front of us the whole 3 days as well. So
awesome. Awesome. Well, I have a whole Pat Flynn story. I'll have to find the podcast episode, and I'll post a link in the group.
Okay, good. Awesome. Because I still don't listen to him that much.
He was very instrumental in the beginning of our business. He knows who I am, and I've been on his podcast now again, and at events and things, he'll come up and address me by name and whatever,
No, but on the show, that's cool. So the gal I sat next to, and maybe you remember, she was the laundromat lady.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Wrote a book about laundromats, and then that turned into all this passive income. And the funniest thing is she wasn't even trying to build an online. It was by accident. So it wasn't an accident that I sat next to her, because I needed that story. Because without even trying, effortlessly, it turned into passive income for her.
Yeah, I tell you what, too, a lot of times the things that we're trying so hard, we're just trying too hard for. A lot of time, when it's the things that you show up and put your heart into, and you serve because you love the people, those are the things that often take off. It's a lot easier to grow.
I think a lot of times you have it in you. You don't even know that you have it in you, because what she was doing there was she was trying to pivot. And he kept saying, why would you fix something that's not broken? She was making money and he was multiplying it. She would do what he said and she would double it, but she wasn't passionate about it. She's a believer, and she wanted to work more on things of the heart instead of something that was financially successful. Go figure. And I think it gets harder because when your heart's in it, we try too hard to make it stick, where God just gifted her that laundromat business and the success that came with it.
Right.
Hard.
Well, and that's the thing too, like when we said, when you see this as your ministry, when you see this as, this is my best worship, is doing what God has called me to do, even though the world looks at it and says, oh, you have a business, like, well, yeah, I do. That's how I reach people, right? That's how I impact people. If we didn't have people, we wouldn't have a reason for business, and we can't have business without the people. Right. And so when you make it about the people, then it just opens so many more doors, and it also frees you up from, that's a lot of what we're going to talk about Monday night in the serving.
I'm excited. I'm really excited because I've lost my ability to touch people. My ministry's been behind the chair, and God's made it very clear. My salon is called Rock and Hair, and it's off of Psalms 18:2. The Lord is my rock, and it just starts right there. You put him in front of everything, and everything's worked out. And I've always professed that. Well, now I'm not behind the chair. And he says, you're going bigger, you're going bolder, and it's in the online space. And I have no idea what that looks like as an artist, you know? So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited to be
Nice
a
to
part
meet
of that
you.
journey.
It's been wonderful sitting in on your group.
Well, thank you.